I just got a call this week from a girl who sounds like she's 4, but she told me she has a $3,000 budget to build an e-commerce site. And that happened yesterday, 2 nights ago. And she called me up and I'm like, do you have a budget? She goes, yeah, I want to keep it under $3,000. I'm like, what?
So let's move over to this next section of prospecting stuff. I think it's like almost for a lot of people's minds, it's like it's the dirty place to hang out. Actually, Shiv, Tori, and I were talking about this on the way home from sushi the other night. We went and had like a debriefing meeting. We were talking about Craigslist and how
from Sushi Samba.
No, I wish
that place.
No, different one, local one. But this was just the other day. We were saying Craigslist is the 13th most trafficked site on the internet. And we look at it oftentimes as this like redheaded stepchild that we don't want to touch and talk about. It's so powerful. You and I have had real estate discussions about the way that I utilize it, how we're getting offers, how we put our properties on Craigslist at all times. We'll always have our line in the water with a worm down there trying to fish.
Right.
What are you doing on Craigslist? Why is it so important? And why should someone be doing it who's watching this every single day, even though it costs $5?
Well, it's not, you don't have to do it every day even. I mean, you just need to
be on there every day is what I mean.
Well, I pretty much make sure, and I credit Mike Hall with this because I had ads running on Craigslist and Mike Hall posted in the group I don't know, a few months ago about just keep it going because you never know. And I haven't gotten that many calls from Craigslist, but I've closed half of them. And one of them is a guy that I'm working with it's a really interesting deal. It's a really explosive business that I've told you about. You know? And
what was that?
I'll do it while you're talking, so the camera's on you. But anyway, so that is like a constant thing. And what's funny is I built an e-commerce site for this one guy, and he doesn't pay me, but we decided we should run ads on eBay for his stuff. I'm doing lead gen work for him. I'm building him an e-commerce site. Plus, we're running ads on eBay, and all of the money that's coming in from eBay, he's letting me keep because he's saying, "Yeah, just put it towards the website. It's hilarious."
Whoa! He's letting you keep all the eBay money?
All the money, because it hasn't been like thousands upon thousands of dollars, but it has been like at this point $1,400. So he's just letting me keep it because I continue to work on the site and I'm doing work for him. I'm also managing everything. He's like, just keep it. So every day, like I'm getting a sale, I send him a quick email and he fulfills it and I keep the money. It's hilarious.
I used to make a lot of money on eBay. I love eBay.
I've made money on eBay too. Probably
it's a cool site. But so on the Craigslist stuff, it's like, I think.
But that was a Craigslist ad, just so.
That all came from the Craigslist ad. You said something on our first interview that got erased about the $5, why it's such a good thing. Talk about that. Like why now that they're charging for a post of $5, why it's so good.
Well, people were bitching and moaning about it. Oh my God, the fees! But the $5 has weeded out so much. Pardon my I don't want to have the potty mouth indication on the limitless thing here, but pardon my French. But I mean that has weeded out so much bullshit.
Yeah.
Literally from the day after that fee went into effect, I got 2 calls on my Craigslist ad the next day.
Yeah.
So, because so many people don't, because they're just spamming. Now the realtors must be really happy too, because the realtors, that's where real spamming is happening. But I definitely noticed an uptick in attention from Craigslist. I just got a call this week from a girl who sounds like she's 4, but she told me she has a $3,000 budget to build an e-commerce site. And that happened yesterday, 2 nights ago. And she called me up and I'm like, do you have a budget? She goes, yeah, I want to keep it under $3,000. I'm like, what? She sounded like she was in grade school. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe she just has a high voice. But in any event, the point is that the $5 has definitely increased the barrier to entry, and it shouldn't be anything to us because we're not selling $10 widgets. What we're doing is worth thousands upon thousands of dollars. $5 should not be an impediment. Even if you're doing it, let's just say you do it 4 times a month and you spend $20. It's a no-brainer. Just make your ad look great. Talk about how you're going to help people. Talk about how you're going to get them from Pain Island to Pleasure Island or whatever we call it.
Yep.
Don't focus on everything you can do. Focus on what the problems are and how you're going to solve them. that's how you have to angle it always. But you
and then it's just keeping the lines in the water. Like you literally catch no fish.
It's just one more line. Yeah.
That's all it is. And I think that's so hard for people to understand that haven't necessarily ran a business for themselves, of like all the different angles that, you know, when you have a bakery shop or you have a electrician shop, whatever, all the angles that are creating business, some of which take time. So you look at some of these guys or gals that own businesses that have been in business for 10, 20 years, and they don't realize that, you know, 20% of their business is referral and 10% is repeat and 10% is from their billboard and 10% is from the internet. It's like, it makes up all these different things, and it might have taken them 5 or 10, 12, 20 years to get to all those angles. Well, now their business churns. And for us early on, the quicker you get all these different angles of filling your pipeline out there and having these lines in the water, the quicker stuff, you know, like if you just get one lead from Craigslist a month, you know, if you're just doing Craigslist prospecting as your thing, you're never going to get that momentum, and you're going to burn out because you're like, man, I only get one lead a month. This is so boring, or only get 2 inquiries a month. But if you have that and you have your VA and you have all these other strategies that we have going, Eugene Review, and dude, you're so freaking busy that you're just like, I can't even, like, I have so much action. And they say the devil really appears when you have white space on your calendar. When you have not enough people inquiring to be on your calendar to talk to you, and you have time to think about your life and like how your business is going so slow, then you start going into these mental masturbation sessions where you're just like, oh man, this just isn't working. And then my wife's yelling at me and the money's going to get low in the account. But when your freaking calendar is jam packed with all these inquiries from people, from all the different things you put out into the water, you have no time to mental masturbate and talk yourself out of doing business with yourself, you know? So
I just feel like every one of these things is just one more little, you know, nugget of encouragement. Like, okay, well, that just came in, and then I'm waiting around, and then, oh, I got a lead for a client. Oh, and then this comes, and then, oh, I got another call from this person. It's one little thing, but it happens all across these different channels where I'm always paying attention. It's not one technique. It's me just freakishly avoiding having to make any kind of cold call because